Good afternoon. I feel very fortunate to have been the NADA chairman over the past 12 months. A few years ago, many people thought our industry was down for the count. If they were told that in 2013, our association would be celebrating momentum, they would have said that was wishful thinking. Oh, how wrong they were. We are on a roll. The state of the retail auto and truck industry is strong. We put 14.4 million people in new cars and trucks last year, beating earlier predictions by nearly 1 million cars and trucks. And projections for this year are even stronger. What explains our success? It came to me during the recent travels for NADA. In fact, it was halfway around the world in Beijing, where I met with the largest dealer in one of the biggest cities in the most populous nation on earth. The dealer told me that dealers in China don't know how to maintain their business when a sales boom slows down. 90% of their income is from new car sales, and no one knows how to go forward when those sales stopped growing. They realized they needed to learn how to reinvent themselves. And I wanted our advice at NADA. The big message? NADA members are much more prepared for change than the dealers in Beijing. Not only because of our experience with free enterprise, but because of the resources that NADA makes available to all of us. Through NADA, we can make our best ideas available to everyone. One of the joys of last year has been meeting with dealers across the United States. Everywhere I went, you could feel the energy, the momentum. Vehicle sales are in high gear, and we continue to lead our nation's economic recovery. We employ nearly 1 million people and account for 14% of the country's sales tax revenue. The economic impact of a single dealership spreads like ripples across the local community. Good jobs for hundreds of hardworking citizens, health and other benefits, and taxes helping to pay police and fire departments, schools and libraries. Car dealers help build a little bit of the American dream every day through hard work, innovation, and determination. Dealers don't just help build the local economy, they give back to those in need. Dealers donated more than $40 million to charities last year. That's $40 million. I saw this on a national scale just a couple months ago when Hurricane Sandy slammed into the Northeast. Hundreds of dealership employees were hit hard. Yet, even with what they were going through personally, they rallied to help reopen the dealerships. Many in the community could not get back to work without a vehicle. Dealers across the nation rallied to help. The day after the storm hit, the NADA Foundation mobilized its Emergency Relief Fund, the only fund of its kind that is designated to help dealers, employees affected by the natural disaster. NADA jump-started the fundraising with a $1 million contribution so the foundation could help dealership employees right away. This was followed within days by donations from state and metro dealer associations and individual dealers all over the country. Over the last few days, you've heard a lot about challenges facing the industry. Two critical problems that we are now facing: factory facility programs and stair-step incentives. NADA has just completed the second phase of our detailed study of facility programs. It reveals what many of us already know. Facility programs focused on brand standardization often fail to pay off. In contrast, facility programs focused on Expansion and modernization of stores that need renovating can pay off. Unfortunately, we don't have to look far to see just how inflexible some manufacturers can be when it comes to facility requirements. Here's how one story was reported. A major Chevrolet dealer in Norman, Oklahoma, recently sold his unique hunting lodge style store rather than change the facade and the interior to comply with General Motors facility standards. The dealer said he poured his heart and $20 million into the store back in 2008 when times weren't so good. The log store has been a destination for more than just car shoppers. It features a 45-foot waterfall, a giant aquarium. The store has 2 dog runs and a picnic area and a 110-foot signature windmill that generates some of the store's electricity. New vehicle sales grew year over year the entire time he was in business. The store was the 15th best-selling Chevrolet dealership in America and the 3rd in Corvette sales. The dealer said his decision to sell the business was a difficult one, but necessary. He said covering the building with the blue and white cladding demanded by Chevrolet and tiling over the animal tracks on the floor would be like putting socks on a rooster. Where is the flexibility in manufacturers? One-size-fits-all approach is just plain wrong. Rigid standards often raise costs. Rigid standards often raise costs and produce little return. Earlier, I mentioned that I'm very bullish on the future of our industry. This year, we are investing in a new dealership. I have great expectations, and it's a little different from what one would expect in a conventional dealership. In fact, the focal point of the dealership is going to be the service department. The innovative design will move the service department to the front of the building. In fact, we are going to have new cars and a salesperson in the service area. Service departments sell a lot of cars, and we don't do a good job in service. Customers won't come back. This will help us on all fronts. But what if the manufacturer comes back 5 or 10 years from now and some new standards and declares that we are not in compliant? They say standards, I say rigid manufacturer standards stifle innovation. And why would a manufacturer stifle innovation? NADA has just completed the 2nd phase of our detailed study of facility programs. This groundbreaking research does more than survey dealers and manufacturers. It looks at actual data to see whether the programs produce a positive return on investment. The new Mercer report provides clear guidance as to when facility programs are warranted and likely to pay off and when they're not. 2-tier pricing programs are a second area of concern. NADA has had a long-standing ambition in support of a level playing field for all dealers. Unfortunately, history shows that, at times, manufacturers create incentive programs that favor some dealers over others. These unfair programs are bad for dealers, bad for automakers, and bad for customers. 2-tier pricing harms brand credibility, hurts dealers of all size, and destroys customer confidence in dealers and automakers. We got our message out to a wide audience with an anti-stair-stepping advertising campaign. Our position was clear. 2-tier pricing is bad for the industry, and there are better ways to structure incentives that are fair to all dealers. The history of our industry is littered with OEM attempts to impose one-size-fits-all programs on dealers. Let me tell you what one-size-fits-all really means. It means this won't fit anybody very well. Why is that? There's incredible diversity among dealers. We have publicly traded and privately owned dealerships, luxury stores and mass market stores, urban, multi-line dealers, and rural single-point dealers. We must speak with one strong voice. Factory top-down control will never work. It will always fail because it negates our ability to innovate and adapt to local community needs. I want to highlight 4 findings from the groundbreaking study of the dealership of the future. The first finding is that past predictions of radical change threatening our industry have not come true. Experts predict the onset of multi-branding and widespread built-to-order both bypasses traditional retail channels. None of these changes have happened thanks to the resilience of the franchise model. This is very good news indeed. Second, we'll see a continuation of present trends with increased sales per store, higher consumer expectations, and increased reliance on technology. In other words, more of what we see happening today. In fact, the report concluded that the rate of change may be slower than many pundits might expect. Third, the report reveals that the industry may move away from dominant suburban dealership models towards a focus on new urban. This shift in turn provides the opportunity to better serve customers and reduce dealer cost by centralizing service and administration. The fourth finding takes a look at creative experiments with satellite service, shared service facility, pickup and drop-off shuttles, and driveway retrieval, all helping to improve both the customer experience and our bottom line. The larger point is we are well positioned to build a strong future. One thing hasn't changed. NADA's strength is our membership, our grassroots of network dealers, and our economic impact in local communities across the nation. NADA members have weathered each crisis for almost 100 years because our organization is built on 2 of the most powerful ideas of the modern age: free enterprise and freedom of association. As one of the purest examples of the entrepreneurial model, the franchise system serves the needs of the community and in the process provides opportunity for all those who are willing to work and learn to achieve the American dream. NADA is at the heart of the franchise system, helping us to find the creative solution to overcome present and future problems, and in doing so assures our future success. Today, it's my turn to thank all of those people who have helped me throughout the years and helped keep my American dream alive. To the board and to the volunteers who take time away from their dealership to support our cause. To the amazing staff at NADA, I appreciate the help and the guidance they gave me every step of the way. I'd also like to thank my fantastic staff for keeping things running back at home while I was away, and especially to my CFO, Susan Slosh, and to my executive assistant, Colleen Berg, who are here with me today. And to you, the dealers of this great nation. Thank you for your support and your dedication and what you do every day. Serving as chairman of this great association and representing American new car dealers around the world has been a great honor. Thank you for the opportunity. I look forward to a fantastic 2013.